This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon on Netflix. Plus, James Gunn has cast his Supergirl, trailer reactions to Roadhouse, Monkey Man, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the live-action Avatar The Last Airbender show, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, January 29th, 2024.
Yo, 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 this is Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino. You are listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. You want the most up-to-date comic book, movie, and TV news? You found it. Fun? You bet. Puppets? With substance abuse issues? Oddly, yes. Only here on the Jock and Nerd podcast. Does it get any better than this? I don't think so. Listen, Rob Liefeld, creator of all the stuff you love, saying to you, listen to the Jock and Nerd podcast. So sexy, so awesome. I never miss it. And it's my favorite thing in forever. It's spectacular. It's awesome. I love it. Jock and Nerd.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Hey, what's up, listener? How's it going? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's a nerd.
And joining us from his phallic-shaped spacecraft, just come through a vagina space portal.
Oh, God.
He's got a rebel moon for you. It's not that kind of moon. It's Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Yeah, they said if I show my ass cheeks, everyone would tune in. So here you go, everyone.
That's how you get ratings. You give him the old rebel moon. Right out the window.
My rebellious ass hanging out the window of a van somewhere.
For reals. Have you guys ever done that maybe in
moon someone?
Yes, out of a moving car. Like you see.
Yes.
You have.
Out of a van.
Confirmed.
You want to know, like, it was a conversion van?
Okay.
That had blinds.
Okay, it's very important. So it's like a home. It's like a home window.
So, like, you pull the blinds up and someone sees someone's asshole, and then you pull the blinds back down.
and was the window open, or did you press up against the glass?
No, I didn't do the mooning, actually.
Oh,
it was a buddy of mine did the pressed hands.
I guess, but you were in the presence of an actual moon.
I've done a moon, but not out of that conversion van. But
yeah, I would say I've done a moon, but not on a moving vehicle.
Okay, not on a moving vehicle, but a moon in general. Yeah, I feel like every guy has done a moon.
I used to moon little kids all the time.
Just how little and how what?
Christ.
I mean, I was a little kid too, but like,
it would have been better to preface with that.
Like, I was like maybe like 12.
This was like last week,
and I would moon like the kids and like that were coming out of school, third grade.
Every red-blooded male has done a moon at some point. It's just a rite of passage. Come on. You got a rebel moon
look
somewhere.
at my ass.
Yes.
Feast your eyes upon
it's just funny.
my pimply asshole.
It's better when you're a kid, for sure.
Yes.
And when you grow up and you're older and you got hair coming out of your asshole.
Yeah, and then
not the most pleasant moon.
That just makes it not funny.
Yeah.
Plus you can
Hit the button.
Not funny. Not funny.
Plus you can get arrested when you're older, and when you're a kid, the cops are like,
when you're a kid, you can pretty much show your ass to anyone.
Yeah, you get away with it.
That's true. That is
funny,
true.
Right?
You would probably get public indecency if you.
When you were a kid, that's how you got your temperature taken. You just be like, here's my ass.
I do remember that.
You mooned the doctor.
Yeah.
Youth. It's wasted.
The old thermometer up the asshole was a strange time, that's for sure.
Doctor, you can't warm that up for me? What are you doing? Come on. Give me a break here.
Cold.
Anyways. Enough.
Wait.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that any different than the mouth thermometer, or are they both the same exact?
I don't think they're using the same one.
Are you sure?
Because that would explain the cocksaki.
I mean, I saw him open that drawer. I only saw the one thermometer in there. I don't know if there's a separate one.
Doctor's up to shenanigans.
I don't know where that thermometer's been. Anyways, enough about the moon. There'll be more rebel mooning later. First, we got some news and things to discuss.
From the nation?
The Jock
Not from the nation.
and Nerd
Yes.
podcast.
From this nation. From the Geek Nation USA.
Oh.
This is news.
This
I don't think this first bit of news. Well, never mind. Some of this news is not very geeky, but go ahead.
It's not okay. Whatever. Here, I'm going to start with this. This just broke today. Breaking news earlier today on the Monday we're recording. It is official, according to Hollywood Reporter. House of the Dragon star Millie Alcock.
Wait, Saturday.
Millie, you remember Millie Alcock?
Alcock?
Oh
yeah.
No, there's
okay.
only one L. There's only one L, so it's all.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Alcock. Alcock played Rhaenyra Targaryen, young Rhaenyra Targaryen, House of the Dragon. It has been confirmed that James Gunn and Peter Safran have hired her, cast her as Supergirl. Geek boner. She will be playing Kara Zor-El, cousin of Superman. Expected to appear in a DC project or two before her movie, which is going to be Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, based on that Tom King run. And maybe we'll see her in Superman Legacy, because that's going to be shooting soon. She beat out Meg Donnelly. I'm not familiar with this actress. Meg Donnelly, she was also in contention for the role. They both tested, and she won. Millie won. Comment. Anthony, you don't think this is geeky? You like Millie Alcock?
No, I said this is geeky, but the rest of some of this stuff isn't.
It's not.
I think you mentioned this a couple weeks ago.
Well, it was. I heard a rumor she was in the running, and there was a couple other people.
Yeah, I like her for the role. I mean, I liked her in Game of Thrones. That's all I can base it off of.
Yeah,
I would say that the character, she's too small,
right,
to be in a role that this physical, but it's Supergirl, right? So it doesn't really matter physically what she looks like, as long as she can. Really, she doesn't have to do anything. Like it's a superhero. It's a comic book movie, so
right. She's strong no matter what her physique.
Yeah, she's strong no matter what. It's not necessarily muscles. It's because of the sun. So yeah, I think she's all right. She is small though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I feel that she plays way younger than she is.
Yeah. Ruggs, what do you think?
Well, girl appropriate.
Yeah.
I guess.
This will be a Supergirl that is a Kryptonian who was raised off he says James Gunn, on a rock, a chip off of Krypton. She has watched everyone around her die and be killed for the first 14 years of her life. Then she comes to Earth, unlike Clark Kent, who is raised in a loving, wholesome family from baby. So this Supergirl is going to have attitude. I kind of like that. I like that take. I kind of want to read that. Have you read any of this Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic book?
No.
Okay, I want to check. I'm going to check.
But I remember they did like a DC cartoon where Supergirl was kind of bitchy because she grew up on Krypton while it was being destroyed and saw all that shit go down. Remember? I don't know. It was like it was a big one. There's Apocalypse in it.
Oh, okay.
Not Apocalypse. What's the other guy? Darkseid. Yeah. I always get those two guys confused.
Darkseid,
because they got the weird heads.
Yeah.
It was a direct to video movie. It was a cartoon and there's an introduction of Supergirl into the DC animated universe, and it went along the same lines. So I story wise, I think it's good. I don't know about the comic books, what they're doing with that, but I think I've seen that story play out before, and it actually works.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, as far as the casting, I don't think it's perfect casting, but I mean, what is these days? So it's close enough. So I'll take it.
It's fine. She's on a big hit show. She gets the gig.
Well, she was on a little bit of a big hit show, and then she disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what was that before?
Well, it was like
House of Dragon.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she'll be back. Oh, well, I guess she won't be back because we're past that whole thing.
Unless they do flashbacks.
That's true. But she was on half of the season of a real big show. That's a good point. Anna Nogueira is penning the script of this. And I mean, I guess I like it because it's not going to be like the Melissa Benoist Supergirl we've gotten, or the Helen Slater Supergirl. So it's different. Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's a different person.
It's a different person, a different character.
It'll be different.
It'll be different, but the same. A different kind of Supergirl, I'm saying.
Talking about because of how she's going to be portrayed.
Yes, attitude-wise, the whole backstory.
So I don't know, what is that? She's just more angry?
I guess she's going to be a little more edgy and less trusting and just, I don't know. Yeah, Super B.
Yeah. She was a little bit harder to rein in. Like, Clark had to get in there and like try and like be an example for her.
To get her to trust people and stuff.
Yeah. So that's an interesting dynamic, at least.
Yeah. It's different. I like it. So now we have the Corin Sweat and the Alcock duo.
Yeah. Whoa.
Super people under James Gunn. All right. We got the Sweat. We got the Cock. We are all set.
Okay.
To reboot the DC
This show got turned a corner right now.
Let's move on to.
I feel like I'm watching Saltburn.
Oh, boy. Oh, hold that thought. We will talk about that. I got a bunch of trailers I wanted to get you guys' comments on. This first one, hotly anticipated. If you heard us, we've been talking about this Roadhouse reboot for a while now, right?
We have.
All of us saying this is unnecessary, ruining a fucking classic. This movie originally, I believe, was going to have Ronda Rousey in the reboot, and thank fucking God that all fell apart. That would have been horrible. Instead, we have here Jake Gyllenhaal in a movie directed by Doug Liman, great director.
One of your favorites.
Oh my God, Swingers, the Bourne movie. He's done great movies.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, and they finally have our first trailer, and I was very excited to see this. And Gyllenhaal, indeed, playing the Dalton character.
Right.
It's not a new character. It's fucking Dalton. And as we see,
Elwood Dalton.
He said Elwood Dalton, right? Yeah.
He's Elwood Dalton. In the other original Roadhouse, it's James Dalton.
James Dalton. Oh, maybe. Oh, do you think?
Oh, he's a different Dalton.
Do you think it's like that's his dad, or think he's going to be like related?
Oh.
Whoa.
Anyways, we have here a former UFC fighter, Dalton, doing that kind of the same shit we saw in Roadhouse with Conor McGregor as a bad guy, also starring Daniela Melchior, Ratcatcher, as Ellie, and Billy Magnuson. Anthony, you got to look at this. This is very interesting. What do you think? How's this hitting you? Is this still needed?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's needed per se. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it. I don't know if it's gonna. There's no way it can live up to the original Roadhouse, right?
Of course.
So let's just get that on the table.
Right.
It's gonna be. It's its own thing. It has to be its own thing.
Yes.
That said, Doug Liman, real director. Jake Gyllenhaal, real actor.
A lot more money in this one. It looks like
Conor McGregor, real fighter.
Real fighter.
I think it'll be fun. It's got a different kind of feel to it,
Right.
Jake Gyllenhaal is playing understated, but he doesn't have like the. Jake Gyllenhaal's a little bit more to me pretty boy. I don't even know. Patrick Swayze had like a zen about him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal has more of like a goofy pretty boy vibe to him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's necessarily going to be the same, but I love good action movies, and there's a lot of things in here that could be really a lot of fun, and it's still a stupid concept, and I'm here for it, so I'm willing to give it a shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ruggs, what's your take on this? What'd you think?
I feel like this is it's got some good things going for it. Absolutely. Doug Liman's talking about how it's the best movie he's ever made.
Well,
that's saying a lot.
That's insane. And he's saying it's like Jake Gyllenhaal's greatest performance.
I think he's
oh my God. Like he's really milking it.
Might be overstated.
But regardless of that.
Okay.
You're never going to top that movie.
And you don't need to.
That movie is just so what it is.
Yeah.
You can't even replicate that ever. And it'd be cool if they tried to like distance themselves a little further by not using the name Dalton and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see the beer bottle thrown at the people playing?
There's a cage. Yeah. In the car.
Yeah, they had to do that.
The car, but too. Like he had a shitty car that he loved. They're doing that.
But is there going to be a girl who just gets naked for no reason?
While this old man is watching from across the way.
Is there going to be people fucking in the back room?
Is he going to rip
Is there going to be naked, like a great extended nude love scene?
Is he going to do Tai Chi?
Where he does Tai Chi in the morning, naked yoga? Like, what's he doing?
I had to squint, but the rating did say violence, and I saw the last bit said nudity in there. So.
Yeah, but it's just going to be Jake Gyllenhaal's butt. Like, that's what nudity is. Every time I put on Amazon or Netflix, it says nudity, I'm like, it's going to be a naked guy. That's what it is. There's no more naked girls. There's never naked girls anymore. Anyway, this is my little sidebar there. But like, that's what the original Roadhouse had also, that was just so gratuitous in its ways. So like gratuitous violence, it had gratuitous karate, had gratuitous hair, it had gratuitous everything.
Throat ripping. You gotta have the throat ripping.
Sure, and the bad guy was just a nut bar.
This is rated R2 at least, so that's good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So are you into it or not?
Yes, you in or out?
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. It's got everything. I mean, it's got some of the things I like people beating each other up. I love that. Explosions. Slapping people in the face.
What did you think of this? Is Conor McGregor's debut. What did you think of him in the 10-20 seconds you saw?
It's fine.
He seems a little over the top there.
I'm not like, oh my God. But I'm like, it's fine.
He's just yelling his lines. I thought that was Tom Hardy at first for a second, but then I was like, oh, it's Conor.
Well, when Jake Gyllenhaal is like towering over you by 3 inches or 4 inches, it's like weird.
I did think that was strange. That he looks like a Conor McGregor already kind of looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
But it does kind of take you out of it when, Jake Gyllenhaal is bigger than him.
Well, I don't even consider Jake Gyllenhaal to be a big dude.
Right.
And all of a sudden he's bigger than Conor.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to hate this because I was like, why are you touching this movie that we discovered in the 80s tournament and it's a classic?
I'm curious.
But after watching this, I was like, I kind of dig it. This is a bit. It looked kind of fun. The slap fight bit in the beginning is great. These action scenes look great, and it seems to follow the same exact plot as the first movie.
Oh yeah,
which is fantastic. The guys know him.
Do you think there's going to be like a Sam whatever character?
Oh yes, the guy with the mustache, Sam Elliott.
One is Sam
Elliott was that other bouncer that came in.
Oh, the mentor bouncer.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a crazy cameo of somebody being that mentor. Maybe not.
Like a bromance that comes alive.
We shot some of this at an actual UFC event, which
imagine it's like Tom Cruise.
It'd be amazing. And Conor McGregor, as over the top as he is in this, it looks like he's gonna make a fun bad guy. And actually, I can't wait to see them fucking square off. They kind of show you a little bit of the final fight at the very end. That's probably like the final fight.
Yeah, he takes his shirt off. Like, we're just gonna fucking. We're going to UFC fight right here on the sinking ship.
Yeah, there's explosions. There's yeah.
Well, it looks like Connor's like the heavy,
right?
But there's another bad guy that's the pulling the string, similar to the first one.
The controversy comes in here. The big story of the week has been this is going to be streaming on Amazon Prime, March 21st. This is a straight to streaming movie, and director Doug Liman is not happy about this because he has said this movie is premiering at South by Southwest this year, and he wrote a whole guest column for Deadline saying, I'm not attending that screening, I am boycotting. And he goes, I'll just read you quotes from his fucking column. He writes a whole column about this. He says, quote, the facts. I signed up to make a theatrical motion picture for MGM. Amazon bought MGM. Amazon said, make a great film, and we will see what happens. I made a great film. He says, what else could I have delivered to the studio? Nothing, it turns out, because contrary to the public statements, Amazon has no interest in supporting cinemas. Amazon will exclusively stream Roadhouse on Amazon Prime. He said they asked me and the film community to trust them and their public statements about supporting cinemas, and then they turn around and are using Roadhouse to sell plumbing fixtures. This is what he wrote. This whole thing is crazy.
Well, he said it right there. They said, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and when they started making this, Amazon did not own MGM, right? And now they own MGM and all the things, and they're like, we'll see. It's kind of a shame because, again, I would have loved to see this in the theater on a big screen. I think it would have been a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah,
you have
definitely.
A built-in UFC audience that would have fucking came out to see this. You have a whole generation of people who have seen Roadhouse on like cable on TBS over the years. It's an infamous movie.
Imran, let's not get crazy here.
This kind of movie.
This is not a guaranteed hit.
No, you don't think it can make?
No,
but they could easily made $40, $50, $60 million.
Maybe. I mean,
that's still $60
very
million.
Possible, but the way you're portraying it is as if this was going to print money at the theater, and I
didn't say print
doubt
money.
That.
I'm just saying there is an audience that would have seen
I just think that they need something high profile on
their Prime.
Yeah.
I think everyone's within their right? Like I'm with you, Imran. I would have loved to seen it in the theater.
Me too.
Doug Liman, if when he was making the movie, he probably was anticipating it was going to go in the theater. I get why he's mad. Amazon bought it. They can do what they want with it.
Yeah.
They're doing what they think is best for their business. All sides can be right here.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of I feel for Doug Liman, but
I think if you look at the views that the trailer got, it's not getting like super traffic.
What do we with this one?
Let's see it.
This is like an unlisted trailer. 170,000 views, 170,000 on this one. I don't know if this is the main trailer.
Like usually you want like 200 million views.
Yes. Something.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is
a lot bigger. All right.
Huge.
All right, but I mean, this is the year when lots of movies got delayed. There's nothing really out. If you were to put it would have had little to no competition.
Well, it would go up against Godzilla or something.
No, it would have come out the same. Like if you did March 21st of 2024.
Well, here's the thing, though, Imran. If they throw this in the theater, they're going to have to put out a bigger marketing budget.
Yeah, then they got to spend more money.
Also, the goal of Amazon Prime is to get more subscribers. If you put it out in the theater first, they have to make money on it. Whereas they put it on Prime, it's just part of their overall business flow of getting more subscribers and added benefit. So putting it in the theater is not without risk for them.
No, you're right, because you're sinking in maybe another 50, 60 million.
Right.
For
you're becoming a movie studio that's now trying to turn a profit at the theater, and then I don't think
it's really not their business.
It's not their business, and as mentioned earlier, I don't think the built-in audience that you mentioned is the built-in audience for this movie.
There are other numbers have shown that once a movie is in theaters, that it goes to streaming, it does have larger awareness and pulls in. But you're talking about big like Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is now on Paramount Plus streaming.
There's a difference.
That's a bigger movie. It's a lot bigger movie. This could be
I totally get Doug Liman's gripe.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's been shortchanged, but I'm torn, right? But on the other hand, we get to watch this movie right the fuck away in our sofa. I'm sitting on my sofa in my living room, so that's great. Yeah. It's great for us.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing is that I don't know that the streamers, Prime, all them. Doug Liman's trying to frame it like they have an obligation to the movie theaters to keep them going.
Right. But do they?
And I don't know if they do.
Do they? Well, he said that because he says when Amazon bought MGM, they announced that they would put $1 billion into theatrical motion pictures, releasing at least 12 a year. They touted it as the largest commitment to cinemas by an internet company. And he goes, I can tell you what they did to me and my film Roadhouse, which is the opposite of what they promised when they took over MGM. So the message from Amazon is a little muddy, maybe.
Yeah,
but it's business.
Maybe they have other films though.
Yes, they can still put out 12 other films in a year. So, anyways, it's very
a lot of blustering going on.
Yeah. I mean, he made a big deal about this, and I could, you could see both sides. But again,
I don't get why boycotting South by Southwest what that does.
I don't know. It's gonna have a premiere if Jake's there.
Those are the what you're doing. I mean, those are the hardcore fans that are at South by Southwest.
Well, this is my theory: is that you want to do something to get noticed, like when those ladies went up and threw soup at the Mona Lisa.
Oh yeah,
right.
Like that had nothing to do. The Mona Lisa had nothing to do with the soup and all this other stuff.
Right.
They're food cause. They just want to get people to notice them. So by him saying he's not going to South by Southwest, now everybody's talking about this article, right?
That's true.
So I think that's his way of getting the message out there that he's getting fucked, hoping that there's a fan uprising.
Somebody else on another podcast commented, they were like, could this all be a work to raise awareness? That would be
that's
amazing,
also
right.
Yeah.
Amazon can be like, just write this nasty letter and put it out.
I mean, the fact that he's saying it's the best movie he's ever done, it's going to make more people go, let me check this out.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Roadhouse trailer now, and I clicked on the Prime Video one. It says 13 million views.
13 million that's a lot. That's good.
That's good.
That's very good. It might have helped the awareness.
The bluster that's coming out of that guy's mouth, him talking like Jake Gyllenhaal's put on this Oscar-worthy performance.
As Dalton, really? Dalton is going to be your Oscar-winning?
This really nuanced performance. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. This is
what did we talk about?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. So that I thought
this isn't Warrior,
right, or like Nightcrawler or something that Jake's done some good shit.
Well, even like the sport, like Warrior was a real sports movie, but had some dramatic action.
Oh,
shots.
I see what you're
we
saying.
know what this is.
Yeah. What this is looks like a fun fucking action movie.
This is a movie based on an 80s movie where girls came into bars and took their shirts off for no reason.
Yeah.
And he had a blind guy playing the drums with beer bottles thrown at him.
No, he's playing the guitar.
He's a slide guitar.
He was a real dude. He was very good.
He actually could play.
Yeah, no, that's the great. He's the real band. But yes, that's
Jeff Healey.
That's and that's what this is. And like the tone of the trailer kind of gives you like they know it's a fun action movie. So yeah, him saying
Alton,
all that stuff.
One word of advice: never get this close.
See, it's a little over the top. He smashes his head. I mean, nothing will ever beat the "Be Nice" monologue. That whole
it's
sequence.
not. It can't be better. It'll never be better than
But
that.
it really doesn't need to be better, right? It just needs to be kind of a fun action movie with the same kind of feel.
Well, let me put this thought out there real quick. If it's not called Roadhouse, does it do as well?
Probably not.
Right?
Yeah.
I think they're just milking the name.
Yeah. So I thought it was going to suck, but it looks kind of fun. So listener, let us know.
I'm with you. I had low expectations.
Me too.
It jumped over that low bar.
I'm digging it. Listener, let us know what you think. You can join our Facebook group and leave a comment. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. It is a closed, exclusive group just for you. Get in there. Geek it up. All right. Sticking with the action movie theme, I got another trailer of a movie.
I was laughing the whole time I was watching this, thinking of you.
Oh my God. This movie came out of nowhere. I heard Campia talk about this trailer, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What I'm talking about is a movie titled Monkey Man that is written, directed, and starring Dev Patel. And it is essentially like an Indian John Wick meets The Raid. I don't know. This is a fucking dope trailer with some incredible stylistic shots. Dev Patel directing. I was very surprised at the style. You could see influence of The Wick and everything in here and some dope action scenes. Ruggs, let's start with you this time.
I just love the proud sound in your voice.
my
Like
God.
you're a part of this.
Talk about
Like
proud.
Imran somehow willed this into being.
My son, I'm so proud of my son, Dev Patel.
The bias is just like, not even being hidden.
Yeah, it's
Fucking A.
no.
Listen, it's produced by Jordan
He's-
Peele. This is his directorial
He's such a
debut.
racist.
I'm so
You
glad
nationalist
it's
bastard.
made by a brown man.
Listen,
for
I'm
us,
not gonna lie.
by
This thing
us.
looks good.
Yeah.
This thing
Yeah.
looks like a lot of fun. It looks like definitely The Raid is an influence here.
Right?
But Dev looked like he's moving pretty good.
Yeah.
He's got the moves.
He's definitely got the moves. He looks like he's in
Kicking
good shape.
ass. Looks dramatic. Jordan Peele is behind this, right?
Yeah, producing. It's
Producing,
his. Yeah, it's his company making.
So
it.
he does pretty quality stuff now. So all things point to it being a watch for me. Absolutely.
It's well shot. Wait, Anthony, before I get your thoughts, hair's kind of. I'm sure nobody's seen this. Hair is.
Yeah. What's the? You going to give me
Here's the synopsis. Yes, it says, inspired by the legend of Hanuman, an icon embodying strength and courage, Monkey Man stars Patel as Kid, an anonymous young man who ekes out a meager living in an underground fight club where night after night, wearing a gorilla mask, he is beaten bloody by more popular fighters for cash. After years of suppressed rage, Kid discovers a way to infiltrate the enclave of the city's sinister elite. As his childhood trauma boils over, he mysteriously scarred hands unleash an explosive campaign of retribution to settle the score with the men who took everything from him. So, sounds like a nice revenge plot where the man gets it. It looks like they burned his town down when he was a kid, and he's been in a fight club, and now he's going to get him. I like it. What'd you think, Anthony?
Yeah, I was watching the trailer and I just was smiling the whole time thinking of you because I just knew when you heard that this was you could not wait to throw this in the
Oh my God.
in
Yeet,
the notes. You probably were naked in the middle of the night and heard about it and threw it on like without even putting on
Listen,
clothes.
I put out-
Like, the amount of
He got
pride
naked
that you
when
have.
to watch the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, you must be full mast right now just talking about
I had
this.
to buy a special tarp to lay down on the floor before I watch this.
I mean,
It's like
that was the
American-
first thing that right when literally the first beat I see fucking Dev Patel and I'm just like, Imran. This has Imran's fingerprints all over it.
Picture that scene in American Psycho with Jared Leto with the tarp around him. That was
I remember years ago Imran telling us about what he's watching and talking to us about some Indian documentary and just gushing over it. And me and Ruggs are like, "That sounds cool, man. Can we stop talking about this?"
Oh yeah, I don't.
All that to say though, this looks good.
Dude,
it looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good. It feels like like the Raid vibe. The thing that's gonna make or break it for me is if Dev Patel feels like an action star, because I'm a little dubious.
Yeah,
but he looks good here.
Yeah.
By the way, side note, you didn't throw this in here, but there's a new Ghostbusters trailer that came out.
Actually, yes, and it's the second trailer. We never talked about the first one, but yeah, there's another one. We can talk about that if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, we should. Ghostbusters. I mean, come on, what Ghostbusters? We're not going to talk about Ghostbusters.
Anyway, we'll get to the Ghostbusters because.
But yeah, going back to this,
yes,
it looks good. I will watch it. If you make me watch it, I'll watch it, and I'll gladly probably watch it. Hopefully, it's good. But Dev Patel kind of feels like when remember it was Predators, and they had
Adrian Brody
as an action star.
Yeah.
It was like, this movie doesn't work because he's just not an action
they
star.
were trying to do it. Yeah,
I'm a little dubious. So Dev Patel, I'm not won over just because his last name is Patel, like Imran. So we'll see what happens.
Listen, he's solid performances and everything he's been. There's like a little Slumdog Millionaire in there.
Hopefully he's put in the work to like look credible as an action star.
This guy was in Skins, damn it.
I mean, the shot of like the red behind him and like the purple neon, like that shit looks dope.
Good.
And the fight scenes look like, he knows what he's doing. So that's a lot of training to have to write this, direct it, star, do all the training, do all the fight choreography. Holy shit, Dev Patel. He's really fucking taking a swing. And this will be in theaters only on April 5th, which is my birthday. So that's even better.
Are all the Indians going to go out and see it?
Geek boner. Yes, I'm going to go with all my Indian friends, of which I have none. All of Devon Avenue here in Chicago will be at the theater. Okay, so that's Monkey Man. You mentioned
get out there and campaign, Imran.
Listen, Monkey Man for Best Picture Oscar. I don't want to see any snubs. I want to see Dev Patel's name up there. We'll get to that. The sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, this one called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And actually, Anthony, it's a very interesting to talk about this after talking about Roadhouse, because here we have two examples of a nostalgia play, right? Roadhouse nostalgia play. But in that one, they are recasting people into certain characters that existed, kind of a whole new look. This one, nostalgia play. You got new people, but then now you're bringing all the old people back.
Well, you're missing a couple people.
But
Rick Moranis
and
Sigourney Weaver still alive.
And Harold Ramis, of course, is no longer with us.
Well, yeah, he's dead. He can't be in it.
You got Janine coming back, but it's a little more heavy-handed nostalgia because they're showing you all these things that you know from the Ghostbusters movie, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Slimer, the fucking song, and such. So, I don't know. I liked the first one. It was okay. It was fun. We reviewed it. It was a good time. This one, it looks okay. It looks all right. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
I mean, first off, I got to say, I'm 100% shocked. I'm shocked, surprised that you could say that about a movie with Kumail Nanjiani.
I did forget Kumail is in
the
this.
fact that you even didn't include the trailer originally with Kumail in the fucking movie. I mean, how could you turn on your own people so quickly? From the Monkey Man to this?
Listen, he's no Dev Patel, but although he did get jacked for Eternals.
Jesus Christ.
He's over Kumail?
I'm over Kumail. I've moved on to Dev.
Jesus. What you are like?
I've broken up with Kumail.
You were just like on to the next one.
He's like, we're the same person. We both got married in the same way.
I've seen his life story.
And Kumail is actually is from Pakistan. I mean, this is unbelievable to what you're saying.
Kumail got an Emmy nomination for playing the Chippendales guy. Did not win, but was nominated. That was good. That was great.
You would just rattle that off real quick.
That was great. He was great in that show.
You son of a bitch.
Kumail in this gives it a couple of points. I'll give you.
The first one, I agree with you. I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was offensive. I liked it. I liked the ending, with them coming back and the Egon, and I liked the setup. I think Paul Rudd's a good kind of person to have in these kind of movies. He feels like the modern day kind of Ghostbuster feel, and then they have the kids. I liked this trailer.
Okay.
I think I liked it. I like them going back to New York.
Yes.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
while it was fun going there for one movie,
There's so much you could do, I guess.
well, not only that, but Ghostbusters is distinctly a New York vibe.
Absolutely. The firehouse is there.
Yeah, firehouse,
Car.
strange shit
Yeah.
in the sewers and all that. They haven't done like an ice thing yet.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
like that. I like that the old Ghostbusters seem to be more involved too in this movie. So I have high hopes for this one. I
Okay.
think this one will be better than the first one, Afterlife.
Okay. So you think it's a step up? Interesting. Rugs, which way is this going for you?
It looks pretty good. I don't think it's going to be fantastic, but I think it's going to be decent. I think it's going to be as good as Afterlife, perhaps, maybe, hopefully, a little bit better.
Okay. It's got Patton Oswalt.
I do like that everybody's back in. They're all fully in.
Right.
Like, they're like, okay, we're willing to be in this movie now.
Yeah, Bill Murray especially.
So that's always bonus.
The bad
So-
guy with the horns looks kind of cool also, right?
What does he say? Something and horny?
He's like, oh,
Tall, dark, and horny.
Tall, dark, and horny, 12 o'clock. But like they hit this nostalgia so much, it's such a weird swerve at the end when Slimer does show up and slimes Finn Wolfhard. Like I was expecting him to say the Bill Murray line at that point, that he slimed me, but he doesn't say that.
I feel funky.
he just goes,
I'm surprised we didn't review the teaser.
Well, I meant to keep putting it in. It came out in a weird time. I forgot what was happening, and then it just never happened. So this one is a longer trailer. And yeah, they haven't done a cold. Like July, New York freezes over in July. It's kind of crazy. Little Stay Puft Marshmallow Men are cute, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
They had those in the Afterlife too. The little
That's
ones,
right.
the puff
That's
ones.
right. They were in the store, weren't they? Grabbing.
I was
things.
expecting that lady to be Gozer.
Oh. Those are the
But she's not.
Gozerian.
It doesn't look, but it's not.
Are
I
you
don't
the
think it's
keymaster?
Gozer. Yeah.
I'm the gatekeeper.
Yeah, you gotta bring back everyone.
I
Is
know.
Rick Moranis alive?
Rick Moranis is still around, and so is Sigourney Weaver. I wonder.
I know Sigourney's alive.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever agree.
Well, Gozer was in the last one.
Was that Gozer?
Yeah.
I like that they have a drone ghost catcher now. That's kind of cool. You know.
Oh yeah, you're right. Gozer was in the
The
last
tech
one. You're right.
is updated.
See, I already forgot what happened in the
I
last
know
one.
it was a little forgettable. Like I remember bits and
I just
pieces.
remember the ending when
Yeah.
they
The
all
ghost-
show up
yeah.
and then Egon's ghost
Egon's
is there.
ghost there. Oh, that was nice. So, all right. Yeah, I mean, I was like on the fence about this, but maybe it will be a fun ride.
I love Ghostbusters.
I do
so,
love
I mean,
the Ghostbusters.
anything other than the one with the all female cast.
Yeah.
If you throw all those old characters on there, I'm going. I like it.
I mean, the first one is great. Did it make you laugh? Because like this is supposed to be a comedy franchise. It's comedy action, and
I'd
like,
say it's a comedy.
yeah, but like the jokes were just okay.
I love the second one too. I think even though it's just exactly the same movie
Yeah,
as the first
yeah,
one, I
yeah.
like the second one.
with Vigo the Carpathian,
Yeah,
and the Sludge, and Bobby
yeah.
Brown.
There's the slime underground
Yeah.
and the fucking weird dude at the museum that
He gets
becomes his
possessed.
fucking
Yeah.
servant.
That guy's great too. There's the baby because she has a
The
baby. Yeah.
yeah. The baby flying around,
Yes.
the witch stealing the baby.
That's actually a good one, and I love that
The fucking Bobby
the Bobby Brown, song. Yes. oh, you know it. Oh, on my own. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
on my own.
my own.
It's so of its time. It's good.
It's so 90s. But I do love but this one. Paul Rudd is like, can I tell you something? Busting makes me feel good. She's like, no, no, 'cause that's the best part of that something. Busting makes me feel good.
What does he also say? He's like, when there's something strange, who are you
Something
going
strange
to call?
in the neighborhood.
No, he goes like, who are you going to call?
Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters.
I mean, they have the girl there, and she's all pissy and
Yeah,
picking up the phone.
Janine's back, and fucking
Yeah.
Slimer, and he looks like Slimer. So, all right, this could be some nostalgia.
It hits all in this. For me, it's just
Yeah.
it's pure nostalgia. It might be a complete shit, but the trailer for me always anything Ghostbusters, I'm in.
All right, let's move on to this last trailer. Back to streaming things. Netflix, from Netflix, Avatar: The Last Airbender. They put out the first trailer, and I put this in here not because I've watched the show, because I have not. No, Ruggs, you watch Avatar?
Yeah, not all of it, but a lot of it.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
heard it's very good, and I've followed the story of this show where the creators of the anime were involved, and then they walked away, and then people were worried, and then they put out costume shots, and people were like, oh, that looks good. And then this trailer comes out, and like, this is heavy science fiction fantasy, and I thought it looked pretty fucking dope. Anthony, let's start with you on this one. I know this probably isn't your bag. but some impressive fucking stuff going on. Science fiction, fantasy shit with benders and fire throwers and water throwers. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is so far out of my bag that I watched it and didn't have an opinion on it.
You didn't watch the Avatar. That was
I never watched the Avatar. I remember getting into Avatar, the Cameron movie, and then people being like, "No, the real Avatar."
Yeah, that's different Avatar. It's
this
huge.
Avatar.
This Avatar is huge.
It's weird that there's two major IP with the name Avatar in it, but.
And then they had to release a movie where they just called it The Last Airbender, so it wouldn't confuse people.
And that was the M. Night movie.
That.
Yeah, that's really bad, apparently.
But yeah, I have nothing. I really have. It looks fine. It looks good.
Okay.
I've never seen anything Avatar.
Me neither. But like this trailer made me want to watch. Like I would watch this. I will watch this.
So the animation is actually a very well done animation. That's, it's a long story and it resolves it. It's not. I don't think it's technically anime. It's American made.
Oh, okay, got it.
But it looks like anime. It's designed to look like anime, but like it's basically like this self-contained story. It has a beginning and an end, and it's a long series, but it tells the whole tale of like the Avatar. There's all these there's benders of elements.
Right.
So there's like air benders, fire benders, water benders, all these different people and then there's the Avatar that can master all of them and use them all.
Okay.
So he's super powerful, but he's reborn and reincarnated into this little kid named Aang.
Yep.
And he is frozen in ice, and these kind of like I guess they're people that live in the ice, snow people, I guess, like these tribes that live up there in the ice. They find him and they get him out of there, and automatically they're thrust into this adventure, and they're basically trying to use Aang as like the impetus to like start a revolution against the firebenders who have ultimate power.
Okay.
Because when you, for some reason, firebending beats out everything else.
Okay. Fire beats water, air, and earth. Gotcha.
So they've figured out how to harness their power in a way where the other benders are. And also, there are no more benders. Like, for some reason, it's
like
become a
Jedi.
lost art. Yeah, so only the firebenders have the power at the moment. So it's just kind of like an adventure. It's elemental. It's got a lot of Zen stuff in it. It's got a lot of like spirituality, and it's actually really well done. It's kind of like mysteriously heavy for like a kid's show.
That's what I heard.
Like,
I know there's a lot of lore. I know that it's huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore. There are all these like little side stories and stuff about other people and like ancient like legends and stuff. And yeah, I could see how a little kid who started watching this like 10 years old.
Yeah.
This is like their shit. I'm interested in it. I know enough about it to go in and enjoy it. I'm not an expert on Avatar by any means. But that's what I was able to kind of, from the dozen or so episodes that I watched, because I watched Legend of Korra in its entirety.
Okay.
Which is a continuation. Like she becomes the next Avatar.
Okay. Well, so then did this look like a pretty good adaptation of the episodes? What, based on what you watched?
Yeah, it looks like right out of it. Like they copied it like 100%.
I mean, I love the bit where his like arrow and his eyes light up, like he powers up and he's floating, and it looks dope. And after like One Piece was great, I'm gonna check this out. My only concern is the few lines we hear from the kid. I'm like, oh, I hope we don't get an annoying kid fucking.
Oh, he's like annoying in the show.
He's supposed to be annoying.
Yeah, he's like this kid who's been frozen in time, and he's just like
he's a little shit.
He doesn't realize like he understands the powers that he has and how important they are, but he's just so like crazy about being out in the world that he's just overwhelmed with like excitement for everything. So
it looks kind of fun.
Be annoying.
Yeah, love science and the magic and the fucking looks fun.
I don't think it's gonna be like earth shattering, but I think that the people who have been waiting for a proper adaptation are gonna finally get it.
8 episodes, February 22nd on the Netflix. Last thing in the news, fellas. I almost didn't want to put this in because I am exhausted. The Oscar Emmy nominations came out like 2 Mondays ago. I've heard so many people talk about it and all the hubbub. And I was like, I'm exhausted talking about it. But a couple of highlights, couple of notable things for us, I think. And one thing I did want to get your thoughts on. I think the thing that would make you guys happy Godzilla -1 gets a visual effects Oscars nomination.
I'll take it.
That's pretty good. It is going up against The Creator. That was very good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. So, do you think it can win this this category here? I feel like, I don't know. Creator was really good.
No,
Guardians
no way
was really
it's going to win.
No?
Yeah, I don't think so. The nomination is big, but yeah, I don't think it's going to get it. Go ahead.
If it does, I'll fucking flip out.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
I lose my shit.
Does get a nomination. I think it's between like Guardians and maybe The Creator, or maybe Mission Impossible. I don't know. That's tough.
I mean, The Creator was pretty impressive for the price, and so is Godzilla.
So is
I mean, it's even more of a feat in a way.
Yeah.
But the fact that how many people are working on? I think 30 people.
Yeah,
worked on Godzilla.
I mean, that's the thing is arguably like Guardians would have the most
300
polished, right? The most polished, finished effects just because of their resources,
the money,
that they have. Other couple highlights leading the nominations: Oppenheimer, 13 nominations, followed by Poor Things with 11 nominations.
I gotta see that movie.
I gotta see that too. I heard it's good. Emma Stone is in it, and Ruffalo, and I heard it's crazy. And then Barbie gets 8 Oscar nominations, and people are still upset. Have you been following?
Because
this
Greta Gerwig didn't get Best Director.
And Margot does not get a nomination for Best Actress.
Yeah, I saw that, and then someone was like, this is exactly what Barbie was trying to say because, what's his face?
Gosling gets a nomination for Ken, but also
shut the fuck up.
America Ferrera also gets a nomination for supporting.
What do you think that's about? What do you think that's about?
The only thing I think is legit is maybe Greta got snubbed. Like, to make that movie work, what she did for about a movie about a doll, and for it to make, they already won, right? They made $1.5 billion or whatever the fuck dollars. For her to pull that movie off and it be kind of what it is and intelligent.
Have you seen the other movies though?
No, that's the thing is I don't know who you would take out. I've seen some of them. So in directing, we have Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. Haven't seen that. I heard it's good.
Is that a woman?
That's a woman. Yes, that is a woman.
Okay, good.
She also wrote that movie and she directed it. I heard it's very good. Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Nolan for Oppenheimer. He's going to win, by the way. Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things and Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest, which I have not seen.
That's the one where the people live next to Auschwitz.
Oh, yes. This is a Holocaust movie, I've heard. Yes.
Yeah.
So who do you take out? It's tough.
I mean, it just seems silly to have Barbie there.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is just one of those things where people are looking for a reason to get upset. Barbie's gotten a lot of nominations. It's gotten a lot of love.
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to fucking bend over backwards forever?
It's still got 8.
I think the Oscars are picked the 5 best directors they thought were the best.
Yeah,
sure. It is what it is.
I mean, look, it could have been in there, sure.
Yeah.
I think, why not? It was an important film. It is silly, but it also does have layers to it that you can sit there and deconstruct.
Yeah.
I do think that it has a lot more problems with it. Like, it's far from a perfect film, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe those other films are more complete, or all as a whole better. I could see that argument being made.
It has 8 nominations. And if you think of, Ken Gosling, that role, he almost stole the fucking movie. They wrote a great role for him. He did a good job. Margot Robbie, I wouldn't have nominated her for Best Actor. I can see that. It's fine. She did a good job. But the Ken role, and then that monologue they gave America Ferrera, got her the nomination. They wrote it for her, got her a nomination. That's what you want. Now it is nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay Writing, Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. This was another bit of controversy where it was going to be was it going to be in the original screenplay category or adapted screenplay category? People arguing it should be in the original. The Academy saying it's based on a doll. They're going to put it in adapted. I think it should be an original.
I would go adapted too.
I would go adapted.
Really?
Yeah.
But they didn't.
It's not an
Because
original
the
idea.
story comes from something else.
But the story
Right.
is original. The story hasn't.
No,
been
it's not.
done.
How is it original? She didn't come up with Barbie.
No, but the it's just a
She
doll.
didn't come up with any of those
It
characters.
came up with the story to go with.
But all
these
the
dolls.
elements are there. The dream house, Ken, all that stuff.
It's
all that stuff is not her idea. What are you talking about?
It's an original take on the. I mean,
No, it's not. It's a take on the. You just said it. It's an original take on the Barbie.
so anything based on a toy or an item or a thing is automatically going to be. You can say it's adapted.
Probably.
Yeah, well, if I say I'm going to make a movie about He-Man, but it's not like He-Man at all, it's still adapted from He-Man.
Yeah, but He-Man has-
an original screenplay, Imran, would be something you came up with.
But He-Man has like narrative stories, like Barbie.
So does Barbie.
I guess she does.
Those characters, all the different
Like
Barbie dolls
Good Will
have different
Hunting,
characters.
It's not based on anything. There's no Good Will Hunting show that we adapt.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is adapted. Whatever you do original with it, great, but you're still adapting it. You're using something to start with that's
Right. That wasn't your idea.
Someone owns.
Yeah, I completely disagree.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
That-
The other one, if Barbie got nominated, if Greta Gerwig got Best Director or nomination, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
She didn't get it.
Yeah.
Fine. You get up in arms, and then to point to like, oh, this is a sexist. Like, what the fuck?
It's a little much.
Come on.
Yeah. It is hilarious though. They give it to
There's
Ken.
other things you can spend your energy on to fight the good fight.
That
rather
is
than
true.
A Greta Gerwig in her Best Director.
That is true.
nomination.
Look, the Golden Globes gave it an award.
I mean, do you
It made all
think
the money.
he should be nominated for Best Actor?
Gosling?
Gosling.
So that's interesting. Let's look at
So it was Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the American
Yep.
Fiction. Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yep.
Downey in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, and then Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. Yeah, I've only seen Downey in Oppenheimer. He's awesome in that. Gosling and Barbie is funny. It's a funny role. I don't know if it's like a supporting actor, but I remember getting into this. You remember that?
Yeah.
And some of the nominees, you're just like, whoa, that got nominated. Like these things kind of happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have given him either one.
Yeah.
And no one either. I don't think anybody from Barbie did any kind of stellar acting that was
Right.
like commendable beyond like that's just to me boilerplate acting.
Right.
You
but
know?
he kind of does steal the movie, and everybody loves Ken at the end. And but that is a good point. And does America Ferrera deserve to be also mentioned?
I don't even remember America for her.
She
movie.
she was the mom. She gives that
Oh, okay.
speech, the whole speech about what it's like to be a woman. All the
she's
contradictions.
probably playing with the most range behind Margot.
That speech is like 70% can apply to any human being,
Yeah.
but and only like 30% can only apply
Speech
to
is
a-
powerful, Ruggs. That speech is powerful. It's very important. Everyone hear it. So a lot of interesting things. We'll see what happens.
And the thing I would say to that speech is you can be whatever you want. You just don't give a fuck. And there you go. Be whatever you want.
You do you.
Yeah, do whatever you want. No one cares.
And then finally, who do you think? I mean, we could just go the big one. Best Picture, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. There's 10 movies. It's a lot of movies. My prediction is like Oppenheimer wins a lot of this. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, the from what I've seen and heard, this is Oppenheimer's to win.
So the only movies I've seen out of this, did see The Holdovers. We'll talk about that. So I've seen Barbie, The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, and that's it. I need to see Killers. I need to find 3.5 hours.
Oh
I
yeah.
can sit down, watch that movie.
I'm like, I've thought about watching it, and every time it's like, that doesn't seem like a good time. So I just
No, I know it's going to be
do it.
very depressing and down and like heavy. And so I haven't been ready to experience that. And I heard Anatomy of the Fall is good. Past Lives looks good. There's a lot of good shit out there. Anyways, 96th Oscar Academy Awards, March 10th, 2024.
Who's hosting it?
You know what?
Not Chris Rock. Anyway,
Yes. Just give him a chance. I don't know. I don't know if they picked the host yet.
they should have Will Smith host it.
Who is hosting?
But Chris Rock shows up. He like swings in like Batman.
They do like a revenge host, like, now you get a chance to slap him if you want. We'll allow it. It's only fair. Let's take a break here, fellas.
It'll be Joel Coy again.
Yes, give Joe Coy another chance.
Give him another shot.
Give him another shot. He'll do better with more prep time. It's more than 10 days away. I think he'll be fine. It's a rough gig, man. It's a rough gig. Let's take a break, play some promos. We got come back and we'll talk about Zack Snyder's latest movie. Right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
What's up, Jock and Nerd Nation? This is Logan at Mostly Superheroes, a podcast that was partly inspired by the Jock and Nerd podcast. We talk about a lot of the same stuff, MCU, DC heavy, with other content that comes out of HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and more. We're committing to doing something new every day in 2021, so come join the fun, check out the schedule. Find us at mostlysuperheroes.com and enjoy the rest of the show.
And Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy this show, this is a fantastic time to join our awesome Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. And you can give back, support the show on a monthly or annual basis, and get access to fun things like an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early. There's tons of bonus content to listen to right away when you sign up. You can go back. There's hours of instant reactions and bonus material. You can join us on our monthly Discord hangouts. The next one will be February 22nd, Thursday, February 22nd. Put it in your calendars. You can pick a movie for us to watch and review, get a t-shirt. It's lots of fun over on jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay.
Join the Patreon.
Join it today.
I command you.
Rug Boy says you have to do it. Let's get to the movie review, fellas. This week, we are looking at Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire. Yes, that is the whole title. It's really long. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This movie's been out for a little over a month now. Came out December 15th last year on the Netflix. And this is the movie that was originally Zack Snyder's Star Wars pitch that Lucasfilm was like, you know what, we're good. It's fine. No, we don't really need this. Then he tricked Netflix into giving him $166 million to make this first part, which is the budget of this movie. On the Rotten Tomatoes critic score, tomato meter, 22%. Wow. 4.2 out of 10 average rating. Audience score, 58%. Just a little bit better. Again, this movie written and directed by Zack Snyder. Jack. Helping him write is Kurt Johnstad and Shay Hatton also writing. But this is a Snyder joint starring Sophia Boutella in the lead as Cora, Jimon Hansu as General Titus, Ed Skrein as one of the bad guys, Atticus Noble. You got guys like Michelle Huisman playing Gunner. Ray Fisher is in this as Darian Bloodaxe. Charlie Hunnam as Kai, another Tom Hardy light looking fella. These guys all look the same. The voice of Anthony Hopkins is in this. Just the voice. And some other people we could talk about. Gary Elwes. Gary Elwes is in this? I don't know any of these other people.
Is he?
It says he's in it as the king. Might have been in like a flashback or something. Anyways, Anthony.
Yeah.
What happens in this PG-13 version of this movie? We'll get to that.
God, that already makes my eyes roll that there's a PG-13. All right.
This is the PG-13 cut of the movie. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes.
The ego on this man.
What happens?
It just cannot be stopped. Okay.
And yeah, that just makes me angry thinking about it. What happens in Rebel Moon Part 1?
Oh, this is about somewhere in space in the future. There's a overlord that's taken over and conquered all these different planets, and people are rebelling against them. And there's a farming village that is under the thumb of these, that's been never been touched or whatever, but is now under the thumb of this terrible ruler who sends out a team to mine this farm of everything it has as far as food. And on this farm happens to be one of the rebels who decides to stand up and recruit a band of fellow rebels to take down this giant machine in space, or this terrible leader in space, or whatever the fuck they are. I don't know what the hell they are.
It's the Empire.
Yeah, it's the Empire. Yeah, I mean,
this all sounds
Empire.
like
it's
things
the Mother World, the Empire,
Yes.
whatever.
It all sounds like things I've seen before. Strangely,
Everything is very derivative of other things.
Essentially, Zack Snyder's answer to, "Hey, you ever wanted to see every science fiction movie smashed into one? I could do that for you."
Zack Snyder's like the Rob Liefeld of
Oh,
film.
he kind of is.
Yeah,
Just need more pouches. Okay, so hey, first of all, would you have watched this if I didn't force you to watch this?
No, I would not have watched.
See, that's the thing with me now with Zack Snyder, as divisive as he is, as everybody, whatever he thinks. Now I feel like whatever he makes, I need to see this because
that's good.
Yeah, me too. I had to watch it the day it came out.
Right, because I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this guy doing now? So, having said that, Anthony, what'd you think coming out of part one of this team building movie?
Oh man, I mean, I'll start off by saying I didn't hate it.
Okay,
I don't hate it like I hate Batman v Superman.
Okay, let's start.
And some of the other stuff. That being said, I saw some reviews on Letterboxd, and it was completely true, or completely how I thought. Yeah, I mean, this is completely derivative of everything we've like Dune and Star Wars and Seven Samurai, and the problem with Zack Snyder films for me is that, like, I feel like he just goes, I have a lot of cool scenes I want to shoot.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of cool ideas. And I don't know how to put this together. So, hey, ChatGPT, can you put it together for me?
Oh, shit.
Because I don't know how to write this together to make it give it its own flavor. So I'm going to put all these ideas. I'm going to put everything I ever thought was cool in a film. But I don't really know how to give it its own personality. Oh, wait, I know how to give it its own personality. I'm just going to make slow-mo my thing all the time in all of my films, even though it ruins the momentum of all my action scenes. Yeah, this movie's not good. It sucks. I didn't hate it. The beginning actually kind of hooked me with the dude doing the Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards impersonation.
Yes, and for some reason,
and killing the farmer, and I was like, oh, that's a good hook. You know, I want to see this farming town get defended, and then you have Sophia killing all the people before they're about to
it's a cool
rape
scene,
the girl.
and that's a pretty dope fucking action scene where she.
It is until they do the slow mo.
There's a lot of slow mo,
and then from there it just goes into this like recruiting thing where we're getting different scenes and meeting all these different rebels, but I mean, I don't know. It's so derivative of everything. I just kept thinking of Star Wars.
There's so many things.
I just kept thinking of Dune, and I kept thinking of Seven Samurai, and he just has a heart. Like the movie just gets really boring, and by the end, I don't know anything about this team of characters.
No, you don't.
I don't want to follow them. The action scenes, like you cut them out, and they look cool as a picture.
Yep.
But they're not even that cool. Like, it's just the slow mo is just horrible. I mean, I just do not connect with Zack Snyder.
It's called slow mo and speed ramps and lens flare. These are the ingredients to the Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, it's just I don't connect to his films. The only film I've ever connected with that I really liked was 300, and that was the first time I saw him doing the slow mo. And I don't know why he thinks like this is still cool. 20 years later or whatever it's been, but it doesn't work anymore.
It's so
man.
surprising.
Stop it.
It's so surprising how someone could be so good at like half of their job and then
he
just bad at the other.
You can't have unabashed Zack Snyder. You just can't, because he can't handle it. Like, he needs something to work off of, like 300. His Dawn of the Dead movie was very good. I liked Watchmen. I thought it was okay. I thought Man of Steel was okay. Yeah, he just is like with Sucker Punch.
Oh,
That
God.
movie was just like all stitched together scenes of all these different genres, and he used like a mental institution as a way to weave them all together. And he's basically doing the same thing with this. He's like using outer space to have like a gladiator planet, a fucking planet where there's like a Native American kind of character.
Go to Blade Runner planet.
Jumping. There's a Blade Runner planet.
Yeah.
So he's using it to kind of create all of these things that he wants to rip off and do.
Yeah.
Like he's basically, this is a selfish movie.
Oh, it's pretty
This
indulgent.
is not, this is him indulging himself. This is him like, I want to do a cyberpunk thing. I want to do this. And like there's characters that like drop off the face of the earth that like they get introduced and then like they just never like there's that one like dude who like helps them that's on the bad guys team on when they're on
the one soldier.
Jesus Christ, I forgot about that guy.
The one soldier that didn't want to like rape the little girl, right?
And-
that helped him.
and
What
then-
happened to him?
Yes. And then there's like the robot that
the robot
just
thing
fucks
is
off.
weird. Yes, Jimmy, we'll get into all that.
The robot is like one of the more intriguing characters in
Yes.
the voice, but it felt like they only had enough money for Anthony Hopkins to voice over until a third of the movie was over.
Yeah, they had Anthony Hopkins film a cameo, and then
the robot
He
Like,
drops
ran
the
out of
robot.
time.
Yeah, the robot saves them and then just fucks off for 2/3 of the movie, really,
Yeah.
until the end. And then you're like, "What the fuck? Why are you wearing antlers? What happened here?" I'm sure he'll
Nobody
explain that later. So, what did you think overall, Ruggs?
It's not good.
Okay.
I thought I usually defend Zack Snyder because I like artistic vision and I like that he's got some really good instincts for like texture and like costuming and art direction and even like aesthetics. Like he really can make something look great. But
That's half the job right there.
he does
about the other
indulge himself way too much. There's too much slow-mo. And none of this has any kind of dramatic weight. Dialogue is terrible. The acting is questionable on a lot of these actors. It's just not great. It's and it's like it's derivative of so many things and it's obvious. So it's like it doesn't feel fresh or new. It feels very stale. It feels like we've seen a lot of this stuff already. We feel like we've been here before. We feel like we've had this version of Zack Snyder many times, like the very Zack Snyder. Like we need a new Zack Snyder. He needs to reinvent. He needs to go back to like when he did Dawn of the Dead.
Sure, maybe reinvent
Because
himself.
he was so much of a better director.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
He was so hungry and wanted. He did a great job with that. He was putting the camera in weird ass places and doing crazy shit. And I think the thing with Zack Snyder is keep it simple, right? If you're gonna do your own thing and not adapt something else that's already kind of got something going on, like keep it simple. Like he could do. I mean, I feel like director wise, he could do probably a Masters of the Universe.
Oh man, Zack Snyder doing the He-Man movie would be,
but he wouldn't be able to bring
there's a little bit of that in here.
He wouldn't be able to bring like I don't want to talk about the He-Man show, but the He-Man show had something going on there that was actually pretty good. So
that's
like
interesting.
he needs that dramatic thing. That he needs like a good dramatic story and a good screenplay. Like he doesn't have
solid
that.
foundation.
Also though, on the dramatic thing, I wrote down that everything in this movie is overly melodramatic.
Yes,
like
yes.
He plays up every scene as if it's with the music and the slow-mo and the way people are acting as if this is the most important stuff ever. And it just,
there's no
he has no restraint.
Yeah.
He can't help himself.
You need push and pull.
Yeah.
Like it's always on one high level. And so then that level becomes bass.
Right.
Like if you're a person that yells all the time, people just be like, that's the normal voice. Like they're not even
dynamics.
considering
You need dynamics in the story.
You need to have
you
need to have ups and downs. You need to have
he's
doesn't have
always
that.
up here the whole time, right? And at a certain point that becomes, you get used to it, it becomes boring. Yeah, this dialogue, who talks like that? Why did you write this stilted, unnatural dialogue? Nobody talks like this. Perhaps he could have picked a better lead. Like Sophia Boutella, I know she's done a lot of movies. I don't think she's doing a good job as the lead. Like her line delivery is just not the great.
It's not
When
good.
she's yelling at fucking Shimon Hansu and she's like, I don't need your pity. I was like, oh my God, really? Really? There's so many times she's just yelling and she's just, it's derivative. But at the same time, there are some visually stunning fucking sequences that I did enjoy. So look, I just wanted to kind of go through, break down all the fucking things he stole, all the inspirations, right? Because there's so many and some of them are kind of interesting. Let's not forget the fact that the movie opens with a vagina space portal opening. And like,
where's that stolen from?
Like,
women?
I don't know. Yes, I guess. Stolen from women. Stolen from Barbie. Is that what he did? And there's like a dick spaceship coming out of it. That's great. And then she's sniffing the dirt. Anyways, yeah, the whole setup is these guys come, they kill their leader. She kills them. They got to find a bunch of soldiers. First stop, they go find this dude Kai in what's essentially the Star Wars cantina. And he is essentially Han Solo.
Well, even moving back though, that the scene with Ed Skrein is Inglourious Bastards.
That's Inglourious Bastards, where the guy's calmly putting the screws to someone. He's like, "You're gonna do it." Why is he dressed like a Nazi? Why is the bad guy dressed like a Nazi in outer space?
Because there's no subtlety.
No.
He is Rob Liefeld. He just takes other people's stuff and draws over
It's
it.
like, I'm gonna take Spider-Man now, make it Deadpool. That's what I did. I just took Spider-Man, made it Deadpool. Yes, so you meet this robot, and that's really interesting. And his name is Jimmy, and they can't fight. He saves them.
It's interesting that there's a thread there.
Anthony fucking Hopkins giving
blows
so much
that thread within the first 30 minutes, and then goes, I have nothing left for this character.
And then he's like, I'm out.
Because a robot that like is kind of sentient and then stops fighting, like stops doing the thing it's programmed to do, and then gets moved to come back to fighting. Like, there's something to mine there. He can't help himself.
It's too much.
He blows that thread right
too
away.
Much. The other problem with the Korra character and the way he writes things is like there's no dialogue. It's
but isn't there like a long version of this?
Yes, we'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end. I'll tell you what his plan is. But Korra's her flashback speeches, like there's so much exposition. And she was a former soldier and her boyfriend died and she was supposed to pick the princess. None of that. We don't care about any of this. I don't know what her.
None of that matters.
None of it matters. You didn't. And I don't feel any of it. You didn't. You're just telling me and showing me these slow-mo fucking clips. They don't need to be in slow-mo. Right. So none of that connects, right? So we get Han Solo and he's like, okay, I'm gonna help you find the bad guys. Then they go to like John Carter, Prince of Mars, or Tarzan. They find a dude that looks like Tarzan, Tarak.
Yeah.
And then he's got to ride like a creature from Harry Potter. A fucking bird lion.
Or like
with
Jason
wings.
in the Argonaut, like a griffin, centaur type thing. A griffin character or monster.
And look, some of this sequence is cool. Here we get the first of many of slow motion jumping in the air, being backlit by something cool shots. There's like 3 of those shots in this fucking movie.
It's a cool shot, but as Rugg said, and I've said, when you just keep going to the slow-mo, it's now not a cool shot anymore. It's just like, why are we halting momentum on these scenes?
Because he wants to make a splash page like in a comic book, but it does it halts all the momentum, and it does it 3 fucking times in this movie. Just do it once anyway. So Tarak tames this beast. He's in. Then they go to Blade Runner planet, and they got to find a Jedi who's got lightsabers, red lightsabers.
Right
now, her fighting this giant fucking spider baby. There was something there also. The way the spider lady was talking like she was being poisoned. That's why she kidnapped the baby. I was like, what the fuck is going on in this planet? You don't find out.
They just run through that.
Yeah.
The fight's cool. She gets fucking laser sworded. And then
fight's cool. I don't know anything though about Nemesis.
No, you don't know anything about Nemesis. And apparently Nemesis is like, I'm cool, let's go. On to the next stop.
What is the motive? Yeah, what motivates them to just be like, yep, I'm in?
Everybody just joins really easily. This next guy joined the easiest, General Titus, Jimon Hansu. They go to the fucking Gladiator planet.
Yeah, they go to Gladiator.
Yes,
where the original Gladiator had Digimon Hansu in it.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's right.
And now he's in this one playing the Gladiator.
And he's all drunk, and they clean him up, and she just yells at him, and he's like, okay, I'm in.
Yep,
let's go.
In.
Like, really?
You power wash me and yell at me, and I'm in.
They didn't even feed him. They just cleaned him up, sobered him up. And she goes, I don't have time for pity. I was like, really? And then he's in, and then they go to some alien planet. We meet that King Levitica to hook up with the Blood X siblings. These guys
This is another just Star Wars thing.
It's Star Wars. Their makeup also reminded me of like Mad Max, like the black across the eyes.
Right.
And then the brother's like, okay, I'm in, and the sister's not in, and he's like, who'll join me? And all these fuckers join him. Just I don't know why.
Yep.
Very easy.
They need a team. And they got one now.
Very convincing and all, and that brings us to the third act where Noble is chasing them.
By the way, this is all Seven Samurai.
Right. This is them. He heard them collecting a team.
Collecting a team to defend the village.
But again, you don't get to learn anything.
You don't get the personality of these characters. The way he portrays personality is, I want to do a cool action scene cool. in the vein of a cool movie I saw.
Yeah. They just look cool. And that brings us to the third act where Kai double crosses him. Surprise, surprise, whatever. You knew that was going to happen. And then I love this part. They're captured by these fucking tentacle robot things that keep them upright. And how do you kill them? You take a gun, you shove it in the back of the head, you pull the trigger, and a bolt pops out, right? However, if you let one of the prisoners do it, all you got to do is turn the thing the other way, and it releases them. Who designed this? This is so dumb.
I love that scene because not because it's good, but because the dude, what's the guy's name?
Gunner or Kai?
Gunner, yeah, Gunner. Frees Korra.
Mm.
The rest of the group, the rebels, are in the fucking straps.
Yeah, they don't release them for a while.
High up.
Yes.
They're strapped up. People are firing their lasers at Korra.
Yeah.
Firing them indiscriminately, just firing them back at the rebels. They don't think to just shoot the fucking rebels in the thing.
Right.
None of those rebels, they all have time to get out.
Yeah, it took them a while to get them out, too. I was like, you're not going to free the rest of these fuckers? What are you doing?
Literally, they're being placed on a pedestal, can't move. You can kill them.
Shoot it right there.
Kill them. Nope.
Barely an inconvenience. They got out fine, get to fight. Gunner kills Kai, so Charlie Hunnam's out.
Yep.
And then Brother Blood Axe does, I think this is the second jump. I forget where the third one is. He does another slow motion jump into the thing. Yeah, sacrificing himself. He does die.
He slow-mos into
the big gun thing.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's called.
And then the plane crashes, and Korra is left to fight Noble on this platform. They fight, yada yada. She beats him. He falls. Yay, they won. They all go back to the planet. We see the fucking robot with the antlers.
And then he does Battlestar Galactica and is reborn.
He's not dead. Atticus
or Darth
Noble,
Vader.
or the Matrix. And then they put him into the Matrix. Yes, they do the Darth Vader. He's not dead. They plug him into the tubes, and then he goes in the Matrix.
Yeah, he does.
To talk to Belisarius, and the guy's like, I'll give you another chance to fucking get Korra, and then he's just screaming. Oh my god.
But he goes in I don't understand the Matrix part. Like, so
to meet the
what if he doesn't get her? If he just doesn't plug into the Matrix, Belisarius can never get him.
You can't talk to him.
Right. Is it because isn't he dead? I don't know. What does that mean? I don't even know what that meant.
I'm not sure. He's not dead. No, he'll be back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unclear.
The bad guy, Belisarius, sucks.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, Noble is kind of creepy, but
yeah, Noble's all right. I mean, he's got the weird haircut, and he's Hans Landa. I keep saying he's just Hans Landa.
Yeah, he's doing that. But yeah, so
he's got an evil face. So give him that.
Yeah, and this is half a story, right? And so we're kind of left with half a story. Now, here's the thing we've all been referring to regarding Snyder's.
I mean, the story is kind of over.
I guess
you could if you didn't juice up Noble.
Yeah, it's done.
It could be over.
I mean, they're gonna come after them now, though.
Of course, right?
They fucked her, and she's got a team we don't know anything about. So
team that none of us. If you could name one personality trait on anyone on that team, I'd give you $1,000.
So we do learn that Tarek was a prince at one point. They throw that in there.
Is that a personality trait?
Not a personality trait, but that's all you know about him. You don't know shit about Nemesis. You don't know shit about the Blood Axe sister still out there. I think the whole thing with the princess, that she's the healer and she was her bodyguard. I think maybe the princess is not dead, or there's some kind of twist there. Because the part 2 is called the Scar Giver. She's apparently the Scar Giver. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So Zack Snyder, after this movie came out, revealed a bunch of things, and I feel like this is a really dumb stunt Netflix has forced on him. Apparently, this PG-13 version is the one Netflix wanted, and they want to do a Zack Snyder cut stunt. He has an R-rated version. He said that it's a completely different movie. It's like 4 hours long. With
okay, I have a comment there already.
Which is first, yes, this whole thing is ridiculous. First of all, you're gonna fucking make me watch this thing again, aren't you? You've already got me with the fucking Justice League, you motherfucker. Second of all, why are you making the two movies? Just make the one movie you want to make. It's fucking streaming.
I don't know if Netflix forced this on him or if this was him. I lean
Maybe
towards,
both. I thought,
without any knowledge, his ego doing this, because I think this guy has the most massive, uncontrollable ego within Hollywood. Netflix has given him creative control and carte blanche. Why is he making two separate versions of the film? Make one film, you fuck.
Yes, give me the movie.
Why are we getting an R-rated version with different scenes? What is this?
You're wasting my time with the fucking PG-13 version. I think Netflix saw like the Snyder cut Justice League stunt and the eyeballs and the meat, and they were like, "We're gonna fucking try to."
It's just not a good thing to be known for.
Yes,
no,
it's not.
sorry,
it's not right.
Like, yeah, making incomplete movies. So you go watch a 4-hour version. Like, 4 hours is a lot of time, and to have 4 hours of bad acting, you're gonna destroy your career.
Here's the worst thing: is I will watch this.
Of course you will. Well, also, like most of the time, directors' cuts of movies are demanded because the studio fucked you.
Right.
And you're like, I made this movie.
Right. And then they changed
it. Didn't come out the way I wanted it because the studio fucked me. Yeah. There's no fuckery here. Netflix is letting him do what he wants. And he's going, yep, I'm making two movies.
Why?
Of the same fucking movie.
He says the director's cut is an alternate reality of the film's universe. It's an entirely different fucking movie. What are you doing?
What are we talking about?
Why?
What is this?
Why didn't I get to see that? Why are you giving me this fucking cut that nobody cares about? Is that what it doesn't make any sense?
This would have been better rated R, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of scenes where it has a very, like, you could see if there was blood there, it makes sense, and it doesn't. Also, there's like two. He just can't control himself, too. There's two scenes back to back of implied like rape that's about to happen.
Oh yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Great, have one. Why would you have the next scene be another rape scene?
Point.
Like what? There's just, I don't understand the way he thinks.
Yeah, I wonder whose decision this was, but
apparently, whenever soldiers are around, that's what they do.
That's of course.
Right.
All the soldiers are like asshole rapists, right? That's just another.
Well, I mean, there's the horrors of war, so sure, do that.
Yeah.
But then the next scene, you're in a bar and the guy like grabs the gunner's crotch and wants to like buy to bang him. It's just like, why do we need why is this all of a sudden the most disgusting place in the world?
That was because,
and then you just and then it's just never talked about again. Like there's
that fucking melty alien dude. Yeah, because it's the hive of scum and villainy, like on Star Wars, right? That he wanted to buy Gunner, that he came back, and then she kicks the shit out of him.
Apparently, I'm going to probably jump the gun here. I know he's doing two.
Yeah.
I heard that this is at least a trilogy and that he wants to make this its own IP with like spin-offs and all this fucking shit.
Of course he does. I don't know.
Well, you're terrible at world building, so I don't know nothing. I don't remember anything except that it was like a Star Wars ripoff. I don't remember anything unique about it.
Yeah.
It was like Star Wars ripoff with Dune tone, if that makes sense, where it's like, we're doing this more serious.
I mean, it's completely humorless too, like, right? Though maybe a little bit. Like, I don't think there's any attempt, and that becomes to be a lot sometimes.
It's weird when I watch a movie, I'm like, that writing is so terrible, it makes me want to write because I know I can do better than this.
Fucking dialogue better. What I imagine in the 4-hour cut is probably all the backstory that got cut out. Maybe it's a little darker,
4-hour
but
cut.
Fucking hell.
I mean, the Snyder cut was better.
What?
It was.
Of Justice League, yes. I actually like that movie.
That can't be your thing. Like, I need a 4-hour movie to like explain everything.
And plus, the Snyder cut was in response to the Whedon, the Justice League, which is something he didn't make.
Yeah,
he's doing a response to a movie he made. I mean, what are you talking about? What is this?
So, but it's
who does this?
Who
makes two separate versions? Who? What? I don't understand. I mean, it screams to me of just a massive ego.
He said Netflix wanted a PG-13 version and then go nuts with the other version. We don't care. As he says,
you know what he should have said?
Yeah.
No, I'm making one
movie, and this is what it's going to be R-rated. Maybe they're afraid it was R-rated. No, this is the movie.
Yeah, why would they be afraid it's R-rated?
I don't know.
None of this makes sense.
Yeah. It's streaming.
Just because, I mean, look, that one doesn't mean the other one has to be bad. Like, you can make a good PG-13 movie.
Right.
Like, I'm sure, like, not every fucking scene is just like nudity and fucking blood, gore, violence, and people saying fuck.
Right.
Like those are the things you have to edit out, right? But what about all the other stuff? There's all these narrative elements that you drop from this movie. Why?
Listen, if you are any good storyteller can tell the story in the parameters and make it good.
Let's say the R-rated movie is good. I don't know if it's going to be good, but let's say it is good.
It's probably be a little bit better if there's more explanation.
Right. So then you willingly released a PG-13 film that was substandard.
Yes.
Like none of this. It doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't. It's so weird.
Why would you undercut your own film?
Yeah. He's like, oh, this first cut is shit. Don't even watch it. What? That's not how you do marketing.
Yeah,
but there's no date for this other one. I don't think that's going to come out until the second part comes out. The second part of it's coming out in April.
I'd like to see someone take his 4-hour movie and edit it down to a good 2-hour.
All you have to do is take out all the fucking slow mo. Even this movie, take out all the fucking slow mo. Leave it in once or twice.
Well, I think there's a lot of issues. I mean,
yeah.
The movie has just no personality.
No, it's that's the same thing that I feel like. I like The Watchmen, but he's not good at getting a performance out of the actor.
I'm talking about even just not. I mean, the performance. But I'm talking about what does this movie stand on?
Yeah,
that is not. And you can be derivative, but there's tons of things that are derivative, but they have their own personality.
Correct.
This does not have anything that's its own personality.
It is a
wasn't he rumored to direct a Star Wars movie at one point?
Snyder, I think this was the pitch from the rumor. Like he did pitch this to Disney as a Star Wars movie, and they said no
because it's so close,
right?
It's so. I mean, it's just the rebels, the fucking small towns,
the evil empire, It's all the fucking same thing. It's all right there. All right. Having said that, let's rate the movie, Anthony. Final thoughts. What are you going to give it?
Man, he is such a frustrating.
He really is
director to watch for me. I do not connect with the guy at all. I don't like most of his films other than 300, Justice League, and a little bit of Man of Steel, a little bit of Watchmen, but nothing else. I didn't hate it. The guy is just, for me, he's just a massive ego that is uncontrollable and has no restraint in anything he does. The film's a 4 out of 10. I don't hate it, but it's not fucking good.
Yeah, he is frustrating. Ruggs, what are you going to do?
I don't think it's a good film, but there is a lot of nice visuals and nice direction in this, and there's a lot of visionary looking shots and things that he brought to life. I mean, even though it's derivative, it's still well done visually.
The designs of the spaceships, the creatures.
So if you're into that, you might get your money's worth. I think it's an average film because even though you have this great spectacle and all of this cool art direction, the acting and the script are terrible and nothing's memorable. So I'm going to just give it a 5.
Yeah, with the Snyder, I like I said, I'm always interested in watching whatever he makes. I'm there for the visuals. I dig the visuals, but this is half a film and it suffers from I don't know why he doesn't see what his films suffer from. You'd think, you'd honestly look at the stuff, you're like, maybe I can get some help in the dialogue and characterization. I got to give it a 5.5. It's a half a movie. I want to go 5.5.
You know what, too, is this film is worse, but I got a little bit of the same feeling watching this film that I did The Creator.
Oh, okay.
In terms of beautifully shot movies, space epics that they're trying to go for, but just just missing things.
Yeah, it did remind
Missing
me
that
of
hook that makes you go, wow, like I am immersed in this film. More.
I think the creator's a better effort.
Absolutely.
100%. I think
Absolutely.
the creator's a better effort, but both of the films I had, like, they remind me of each other.
A little bit. That is very good. I want to watch the creator.
Creator's better.
The creator's
Don't get me
on
wrong.
streaming again now. I want to watch it again. The creator is way better. That is a beautiful movie.
But it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say the creator's a masterpiece by any stretch.
No, I really need to go through and like sit, like that third act kind of like ruins things there in the creator. But this, the whole time, you're just like, wow, we're just flying through this one thing after another.
And I bring that up too because you've got directors in both that really know how to shoot things and make them look good.
Yeah, no, that's a good comparison.
But I don't know if they have the full directing talent to make like awesome movies.
Because you're
They
missing
make awesome.
Yes.
They make awesome scenes, but not awesome.
You're missing the other half of the important skills you need, which is writing dialogue and writing emotion and building characters.
Pacing.
And pacing. That is a whole half of the craft. And like, he is so good at one half and so shit at the other half. To me, it's
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
fucking Zack Snyder all day long. So, yeah. Well, we will check back in maybe with the second part. Maybe it gets better.
Okay.
Until then, we'll move on. Let's do some news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
It's like a trumpet. I got a couple of comments from our listeners. Brian Goff checking in. He, of course, runs the Instagram account Parks and Recreation Memes. You should follow it. There are a lot of funny memes if you love Parks and Rec. Brian says, hey, guys, I just watched The Beekeeper. My only problem with your guys' review is that it wasn't 10s across the board.
Oh, shit.
I had no interest in seeing this, but I'm so happy I did. I wonder if there's a way to add up the collective distance these people fly after being kicked by Statham. Oh, it's like miles.
Field goal kicks.
They're all right through the uprights. So happy I was part of the selection committee to pick this flick, the Discord committee, that is. Yes, he was there. We all decided to review it.
That's what happens on the Discord, people.
Yeah, see, and I think everyone, once you go see this, you're very happy that I'm glad I saw this. Fun movie. And then we got a comment from Jamie Robinson, Mr. Throwback Thursday of the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, who, incidentally, they have just celebrated 10 years of podcasting. They've been, they've been going longer than we have. So I want to say congrats to them. We're close. We're not far behind, a year. And this comment is about Reacher TV show. He says about Reacher. As someone who has read a ton of the Lee Child books, season 1 is much more true to the Reacher character. He is the lone wolf walking the earth. He's a very simple man who just wants to be left alone. Season 2 is nearly every action movie trope wrapped into one season. I'm hoping season 3 saves it from itself.
Me too.
It's valid points. You're right.
Let's get back to basics.
Yes, he's supposed to be like Kane from Kung Fu, just a loner, lone wolf and cub. But
it's more fun when the girl in the small town is like hot for him.
Like in the first,
instead of like some chick that he used to work with.
I was hoping he was going to call her in this season. I wanted to know, like, you still talk to her? Come on. You guys, you were good. You hooked up. And then finally, there's a little bit of a Dune promotion that is sweeping the internet. Everybody's talking. David Zika and Jess Rivera posted about this. Jess Rivera saying there's some high quality promotional work by the Dune team. It is what is known as a popcorn bucket topper rugs. Could you describe this thing for?
It looks just like my slack
the
hole.
listener? What is this? Describe it.
It's looks like a big puckering anus and a gaping butthole.
It's a thing,
and I'm gonna feel like I need to lube up my hand before I go get my popcorn.
It is a thing you put on top of the popcorn bucket at the theater, and it's designed to look like the mouth of a.
So your hand is ramming into this open hole,
right? The sandworm from fucking the movie, but that's not what people are gonna be sticking into this hole. Anthony, you see this thing? What comes to mind?
I mean, that looks like a fucking anal fleshlight. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Steve Morrison had the best and quickest first comment on this. And he asks the question every asks in his head when he looks at this thing, Steve Morrison asks, can you put your wang in it? Is how he stated it. And yes, that if you're a male, you see this. That's
Someone already has.
That's the first thing. What I want to know is, can I pre-order this? How many of these can I get? Can I get a case of these? Because I'm going to fucking wreck them. Wow,
I'm gonna wreck
this
it.
is amazing. Would you put your hand in this? And it looks like it would tickle.
If there's popcorn in there, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If you do that, putting your dick in the bottom of the popcorn thing, then I don't want to
It's
stick
the
my
dick in a box. Yeah, the dick in one way, the dick the other way. Will you be getting this? This is my question when you go see Dune 2.
No, I don't want that.
All right,
I want that anywhere near me. It makes me feel
I
ill.
want to put something in there. Okay, let's finish.
Imran likes it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, everyone's stuck on it.
It's mesmerizing.
Imran had to show it to me. Now I can't go to
I
sleep.
need to put my hand in those tentacles. I need to feel what it feels. Let's finish with what are we watching, Anthony? Anything?
Oh, I was just watching a lot of football this weekend, so nothing you guys care about.
Oh, yes. Congratulations to Taylor Swift for making it to the
Yep,
Super Bowl.
Taylor Swift is in the Super Bowl.
She had a great season. Great run.
That's what I was on this week.
Okay. Ruggs, what do you got?
I watched Gran Turismo on Netflix.
On Netflix. Okay.
Directed by Neil Blomkamp.
Yes.
I like a good Blomkamp.
Orlando Bloom in this one. David Harbour.
Did he laugh?
I like a good Blomkamp.
Because I made a joke that nobody got, but it wasn't really a good joke.
Blomkin?
Is that what you're getting at? Yeah.
Yeah, I love a good Blomkamp.
Good Blomkamp
Blomkamp.
is always great. I've seen
Yeah.
this. What'd you think? Based on the true story, of course, of the PlayStation guy. And
You
the drive-in.
seen it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you
Yeah, we
watched
talked about it. I
this.
said I mentioned it. You probably weren't listening.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I never listen
ahead.
to what you say. It was all right. It was good.
Right? It's all right. It's a little formulaic. It's a little like, you know what's going to happen, but there's some.
Like Neil Blomkamp is a little bit too slick with the direction. It's like almost like, remember Ford versus Ferrari when they did the Le Mans and
Yes,
that?
the Le Mans
How
is in
fucking-
both. Yes.
How fucking like you're at the edge of your seat.
Yeah, when it was raining.
Like this one, I was just like, it was a little bit not as gripping. So
Yeah, the one crash is crazy if that really happened to the kid and then he fucking
Yeah,
got back.
that's
It's
true.
fucking wild. But, okay.
I enjoyed it though. I thought I didn't love it, but I thought it was okay.
It's a good, like, feel-good kind of like sports movie for the video game crowd, you know. Slightly inspirational.
Okay.
I'm going to segue that into one thing I watched because it features the main kid in Gran Turismo is also in the movie Saltburn.
Oh, really?
Oh,
The big
On
tall kids in
yes, on Amazon, starring Barry Keoghan.
there? I couldn't get myself to watch it. I put it on like
and
3
Jacob
times,
Elordi. Wow.
and then I was like, I can't watch this.
Listen, I don't want to spoil anything. I think
Was it as disgusting as I told you it was going to be?
it's disturbing. There are definitely a few uncomfortable scenes to watch. It does what it's intended to do. But I will say it's a movie that sticks with you that you need to talk about right away. As soon as you watch it. Barry Keoghan is fucking going for an Oscar. Some of this fucking gross, weird shit he's doing. He was going for an Oscar nomination so hard. He's really good. He does not get an Oscar nomination. I don't think this movie got any nominations. It's from Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman. It's her second movie. But it does something in the end that kind of ruins the movie a little bit, but it's not bad. It's really well shot. There's a movie I can tell you that it reminds me of, but it kind of gives away the whole thing.
The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yes, that's it. It's a retelling. It's exactly it. It's kind of a retelling of Talented Mr. Ripley. Ripley is better movie. It's really good, but this movie comes close. I think you got to watch it just partly to be like in the conversation of it. Because you're like, what the fuck? I need this.
I've toyed with watching it like 3 or 4 times, but then it felt a little homoerotic. So I was like,
it definitely is. I mean, it's about him again at Oxford, and he gets an obsession with Jacob Elordi's character.
Yeah, for me, I was like, I don't need to.
And so he's a rich kid, right? Jacob Elordi's character. He invites Barry Keoghan to stay with them
See, Talented Mr. Ripley
family.
was a little bit more. They played it close to the vest.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it unravels at the end, and then that's what makes it such a great movie.
Saltburn.
Here,
yeah.
it's like right at the get-go. I'm like, I already know what this is about, and I'm not into it.
Look at Oliver. Barry Keoghan's character does go through a couple of transformations where he's kind of like innocent and this awkward, and he transitions to something else, a little more sinister, and you're like, whoa, and then there's a crazy ending. So essentially, the other character invites him to stay at he's rich. They live in this place called Saltburn. It's a giant mansion, and he spends the summer with him and meets the family and gets ingrained in this family. And then like this crazy, and some of this shit, the way she resolves it is kind of far reaching. And I'm like, I don't know. This is weird. So I need somebody to watch this just so I can ask them what they thought, because it's one of those movies. Not bad. What else, Ruggs? What do you got? What else did you watch?
I watched The Holdovers. You watched The Holdovers.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that. It's fucking delightful. It's on
You like that
Peacock.
movie?
Oh my god, it's great. It from the beginning, it's like a movie.
It was heartwarming. It was very heartwarming, and it reminded me of like the movies like Dead Poet Society and shit like
a
that.
little bit of The Graduate, a little bit Ordinary People. It feels like a movie that was made in the 70s or 80s. And I'm talking great dialogue, great performances, great acting, it feels real reactions, a lot of emotion, and it's just a delightful film to hang out. And Paul Giamatti deserves the Oscar. Devore and Joy Randolph deserves the nomination.
There's only one thing I don't like about the movie.
What is that?
Try and guess what it is.
Is it, I don't know, the end?
They just disappear, half the cast.
Oh, but that's part of the thing. Like, how are they going to bond? I thought that was funny. Yes. These two characters that hate each other, now forced to spend time, realize they're a little family and that they're more similar than they think. That's the bit.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that.
I didn't think it was done elegantly.
I thought that was a good like shift of the dynamics, because like now it's just the two of you. You can spend all your time together. But they go to Boston. They have some fun time. They do some fun stuff. Is Paul Giamatti's eye actually like that, or did they do that for the movie?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird? He's got like one lazy eye, but I'm like, is that CGI? Giamatti's eyes are not like that. How the fuck they do this?
I don't know. I really don't know. To be honest with you,
it's good.
But I did enjoy the movie a lot. I thought it was a good. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
It's really good. It's like a throwback movie. It's like a movie, just don't make this anymore on Peacock.
Where's that on Peacock?
It's on Peacock, streaming on Peacock.
And let's talk about this
last thing. I forgot this was even coming out. He-Man Revolution, the follow-up to He-Man Revelation from Kevin Smith.
Now, He-Man Revelation was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was bad. It was like you sideline He-Man for most of the fucking story.
Correct.
You have this like Teela, like it's not even acting like Teela.
But big things happen, right? Teela becomes the sorceress. Evelyn flips to the good side, sort of. She breaks away from Skeletor. You have the motherboard, whatever.
Yes, the
technology
people
come in, and then in this one, it's a lot about technology versus magic.
But you get a lot of He-Man. You get a lot of Randor. Yes. You get a lot of Eternia.
Yo, you got He-Man in his battle armor. They give you a lot of toys. You know what you get in this 5 episodes? You get fucking Gwildor. Remember Gwildor?
You got Gwildor in this one?
From the movie.
Yeah. So I think this one is heads and shoulders above the first one. This one restores a lot of like what it... Like Kevin Smith must have been like, yo, I got to fucking make up for what I just did. And he really, I think... it's not like perfect by any means, but it's on the right track to being what a He-Man cartoon or episodic adult show should be.
The animation is fantastic. I really felt like I was watching a really cool Saturday morning cartoon. I do like the Skeletor infighting with Hordak and like where they left everyone.
I don't like
that.
The Joker voice Skeletor.
It's Mark Hamill, right?
Yeah, it's Mark Hamill. They should get someone else to do it.
The twist that you learn about Skeletor, not bad.
Oh, that's canon.
Oh, is it? We can talk about that. Spoilers? I don't know.
People know about Keldor.
Do they?
Do they? Spoiler alert. Yeah. No, but that was they did that story in the other cartoon.
Oh, but did we know? Again, spoilers. That Skeletor was Keldor. Was that revealed to that?
Yeah, and well, remember in the 2000s they did a Masters of the Universe cartoon. They did that.
Oh, Skeletor is Randor's brother, He-Man's uncle. They're related.
Yeah, it's right.
But you get Skeletech. You get like the techno version.
It's a little play on Hamlet, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's good. They gave us a lot of toys. I remember a lot of these toys too. There was new things that they didn't have. So
I wasn't crazy about Skeletor in this one. I mean, I like Randor. I thought fucking Captain Kirk playing Randor was fucking amazing.
That was Shatner. You can't. It's undeniable. I was like, that's fucking William Shatner. Of course. So you have Mark Hamill and William Shatner voicing, and a bunch of other great. The voice cast is pretty good.
So I enjoyed this much more than the other one, which I hated. I hated Revelations. This one was way better. I'm not saying it's great, but he came up from being like a 2.
Right.
To like now, probably I would say it's about a 5 or a 6.
I did like it better, and is there more? Because it's just 5 episodes that are like 25 minutes.
They're gonna make it. They're gonna keep making these like
mini
these
series.
installments.
Yeah, and so it's an easy watch, right? 5 25-minute episodes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was good.
Battle Armor He-Man with his chest thing, and then he flipped. I was like, oh, I remember that. I had that toy.
Stratos is getting absolutely no love. There's a lot of like, Ram Man made a fucking appearance. Yeah. A couple, but like Stratos, they're keeping him on the sidelines for some reason. That was like one of the first figures I had. And there's a couple of other main ones. I'm like, the B guy got used. What was his name?
I don't remember. They're all silly.
But Zodak was in there.
Yeah. You still had Orko got to do some shit.
Orko was a fucking beast in this one.
He's fucking fighting. So yeah, it's fun stuff. Fun He-Man stuff. All right. All right, and that's about it. Ruggs, where can the listener find you?
You can find me at Rugboy Show.
At Rugboy Show on Twitter, X Twitter.
Yes, X Twitter.
That is the.
I need followers. All I have now is like people who have OnlyFans pages that want me to see their vaginas.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, look at my asshole.
Those are the only ones.
Thanks for the follow.
Those are the only ones you need.
Yeah,
just tweet him back a picture of this Dune popcorn topper.
Yeah,
you like this?
I'm gonna zoom in to him.
Like this?
So I'm scared a little bit.
That is Ruggs' new Twitter handle. Please follow. Anthony, where can the listener find you this week?
Oh, you could find me at Really Rug Boy on old Twitter.
Okay. Oh, you took over the other account. That's right.
That's a surprise.
That's the joke.
That's why I can't get into my account.
That's why it's posting horrible racist things. That's wild. I was wondering.
No, I've made friends with all the people that Ruggs hated. What's her name?
Gail Simone let you back in.
And me and her buddies.
Heather Antos.
Yeah, Heather Antos, dude from Ain't It Cool News or whatever. I'm friends with all of them.
Anthony's repaired all the relationships somehow.
Yeah, we've repaired everything. Amazing. We all mutually hate the other Ruggs. Like we've blackballed him from X. Like he's gonna get no followers.
Well done, Anthony.
Yeah. He's like, hey guys, point your hate over here.
That is some Machiavellian shit. I got a game respects game.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. That needs to be made into a movie. There's a plot right there. Come on. Brilliant. Zack Snyder, make it happen. I think that's it. Share the show, listener. That's the most important thing you could do. Spread it around. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
Beep you next time.
Fuck that show.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. You think I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it.
Blew it.
Jock and Nerd.
You blew it.
You blew it.